What is up, guys? Today we have a Team Rocket's Weezing deck list from Little Dark Fury. Shout out to Little Dark Fury. I'm sure you guys know who that is. And as I was looking for a Team Rocket's Weezing deck, I didn't feel inspired to build my own, like the Grimmsnarl Goldengo video. If you guys haven't seen the Grimmsnarl Goldengo video, please go ahead and check that out. I think you will love it. It's my favorite video so far that I've made. It's a new deck that I innovated. Yeah, and I think it's pretty fire. It's not perfect yet, but it works surprisingly well. It's got the Morpeko in there. Very hot, very spicy, very unexpected. But today we did not do any kind of innovation. I couldn't come up with a list that I liked, and I was looking for some inspiration from some Japanese lists. None of those really looked good to me either. So I just went ahead and imported Little Dark Fury's list, which looked kind of cool with the Terapagos. I like that with the one of Glass Trumpet, the Max Belt. Kind of a crazy, spicy, saucy list, but it honestly gets the job done. Anyway, without further ado, we will go ahead and get into the matches. First things first, we're playing a Nest Ball, and we're going to go ahead and just search for one of our attacking Team Rocket's Koffing. And then we probably want him to survive. We don't want him to get sniped off too easily. So I'll go ahead and just put the Bravery Charm on him. And you know what? I don't know what's going to happen to my hand, so I might as well go ahead and give him the energy as well. It's not going to do any good on this guy. He can retreat with the reversal energy. Maybe that'll be a thing later. I am for now going to leave the counter catcher and leave the Ultra Ball and just pass. We'd like to top deck a supporter of some kind. Pretty rough that we don't have a lot of these guys on the bench, because that's what we need to do our big damage. We could, of course, get into the Team Rocket's Weezing next turn. Retreat that guy and swing, so not in too bad of a spot, but we'd only have the ability to do 120 damage to the Maractus, or rather 80 damage to the Maractus, because we've only got two Team Rocket's Pokemon. Oh, we get the research. That's what we needed. So here we don't actually want to evolve it because we want to be able to retreat. I don't mind Ultra Balling here for another Pokemon. That Weezing is kind of extra as well anyway. Because we can get a lot of our useful guys with Poffins, I'll go ahead and just Terapagos here. We would need to find our way into the Weezing, but we do play a lot of them. Yeah, so we got it. Go ahead and evolve into the Weezing. Nest Ball we could probably save for Fezandipiti or something like that. But I think we just need to get the Team Rocket's Koffing so that we can take the knockout. And switch into the Weezing. Start putting pressure on the board. I don't mind if my guy has any damage counters on him, really at all. And I'm just thinking, do I want to Ultra Ball? No, I probably want to save the Ultra Ball for Fezandipiti, something like that, because I can take it with the 120 with Explode. Pause. With Explode together now. Big pause on the Maractus. And then we got, what, that leaves 60 damage on us? That's right. So we're looking good. We're in basically the same situation. I guess theoretically, we could get Frostlass Monkey Dory down a little bit easier now, because 70 is one of those, 90 is one of those key numbers if they get 3 Monkey Dories, but that's not going to happen before they have the ability to just take the knockout out normally, El Clasico style, with like a Grimmsnarl or something like that. He's almost going to go down with a Morgrim attack, because that does 60 damage, and like one self Frostlass on a Monkey Dory ping. So that is possible, but either way, it doesn't really matter. Regardless, we have the same game plan no matter what. I do hope they bench more Pokemon so that my Morty's Conviction pops off, because that's my only draw supporter next turn. If they only have one Pokemon, I'm going to hold it. Oh, good, they're going to research away a research and a bunch of other Pokemon. I'm surprised that they have... How did that happen? I guess he Night Stretchered his own Maractus back just to send him away again with the research. If he knew he was going to discard the Night Stretcher anyway, then I get it. No harm done. But that was a bit odd to see that. So he's got the Grimmsnarl. Implies he does have Candy. Yep. And he's probably going to ping 30 onto... Can't do it onto the Terapagos because he's protected. It would be reasonable to do it on the Koffing, but he's probably going to do it on the Weezing, because with this Koffing right here, because with 2 pings, it just gets knocked out. The argument to do it on the Koffing is that as an ability Pokemon, it'd be easier to snipe it down and it's more important. But I think it's probably a bit better to do it on the Koffing, to be honest with you. All right, so I will probably protect the Terapagos here. Promote the Koffing. Does take a little bit of value away from what he did as well. And for some reason, we didn't take Frostlass damage. Oh, we did. I didn't see the animation. So we'll go ahead and evolve. I don't mind putting the Team Rocket's energy on here. Drawing 2 with Morty's Conviction is not the best. Max Belt might matter here, so I'll go ahead and use it. And I don't know if we're going to be behind in prizes to the point where Reversal Energy is going to come in clutch or not. Ultra Ball, pretty useful, but in this spot, we need the cards we have in hand. I don't think we can afford to Ultra Ball anytime soon. Promote the bench the Koffing. And then, yeah, it's going to be looking like we're probably going to be doing a Reversal Energy Terapagos play next turn for the knockout on the Grimmsnarl. So right now we're doing 170 damage to Marty's Grimmsnarl. Boom. And I think his best play is probably just going to be to knock the Weezing out. No biggie. Then they might think they have it in the bag. It's a wrap, but we will have the Reversal Energy. Except it doesn't actually work on Terapagos, right? It only works on Evolution non-rule box Pokemon. So the Reversal Energy, just like how in the Zoroark deck, only works in Darmanitan. It's not going to work on our Terapagos. So just to give us the chance to draw Glass Trumpet, I'll probably promote the Koffing here. It also does give us 2 turns to attach to our Terapagos. So we do have a Night Stretcher here. I don't know if that changes anything. I don't think so. For Pokemon, yeah, we could get a Pokemon out on the field. For energy, can't grab any of those back with the Stretcher. I think I will just get the Team Rocket's Koffing, because I could see a world where that comes in handy. I will leave the Reversal Energy for now, and then I'll just pass. Because then next turn I can attach the Reversal Energy to the Terapagos to swing and do damage. Or it could have the potential to charge up a Team Rocket's Weezing in one go. But if I just commit the Reversal Energy to the Terapagos now, then I lose the potential of the Reversal Energy on a Team Rocket's Weezing. So it's a little bit better of a play. Even though it's pretty marginal, there's no reason not to do it this way. So they're accelerating manually to another Impidimp. Not sure why they're doing that. I guess maybe they're just finding no reason not to. But it might be better to hold it in the hand just so that I don't trap something like the Snorunt. Because that could be a little bit difficult if one of their Pokemon get trapped in the active that they don't want to be trapped in the active. I will promote Terapagos. And he's going to get knocked out this turn. So we draw. Arven, that's pretty good. I think I'm going to Arven for probably just what's going to get the boys back. Honestly, yeah, I need those guys back. But I don't want to draw into anything terrible. Let's see. If I have guys in the deck still, then I'm probably going to want to Poffin first. Just to thin, basically. Unless what I really need is to draw cards. Fezandipiti. Let's do that. Because Fez is really the only way I can draw. So I'll go ahead and bench Fez with the Arven from the Nest Ball. Draw 3 with Flip the Script. That way we still get our Koffing. We leave a bench spot open in case we want to bench another Terapagos. But that's not super crucial yet. And then I'm going to go ahead and put Reversal Energy so that we could take the Unified Beatdown Knockout against the Grimmsnarl. So not too bad there. They probably do have an ability to get into another Grimmsnarl. I'd be surprised if they had their other candy. That would mean like they'd have to have an Arven in hand and they didn't prize their other candy, or they'd have to have a candy in hand and they'd have to have either an Ultra Ball or a Stadium. Honestly, not the most to ask, or a Secret Box or an Arven into Secret Box. So really, yeah, that's not a big ask at all. But we'll have to see if they have it. They may not. They may not. It looks like they're just getting rid of the Defiance Band, thinning their deck out. Iono us down to 3. Not the biggest deal. If they don't, we could get a little stuck if they don't take a knockout. But no biggie. Oh, look at that. Professor's research. Love to see it. And it turns out that they were right to put the damage on the Koffing, because Freezing Shroud is just going to take it for free. So good for them. So I've got Iono. I'm definitely not going to Iono them. I know that much. Research is going to be cool. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm going to research 2 Dark Energies away. There's really no point in me. I wouldn't say actually there's no point. This is a decent attacker when he evolves. So I'm going to go ahead and research. Put the ability Weezing down, question mark. Yeah, I probably still want it. Let's thin the deck first, though. I think we get both, too. And to keep it hot, we need the energy more, so we're not going to be in a rush to Sacred Ash. We didn't get knocked out last turn, so we'll just Unified beat down for 150. Boom. On the Morgrim. Pretty bad for them to have their only way into Grimmsnarl to be taken out. That's pretty rough on their part. Pretty rough. Really, the only thing that could take us out is getting trapped. Otherwise, we're pretty good. And we're not going to get trapped unless we get Ionoed because we have Arven. And Arven has Switch. So we'll be alright. In fact, I'm going to hunt this down with Boss. They got the Itchy Pollen, but not enough. It's not enough. Freezing Shroud accumulates damage on the Koffing, on the Fezandipiti. But I've got Boss's orders to hunt down the Impidimp. And then I'm actually going to take away this guy's ability, which is very useful. And then go ahead and Unified beat down again. Boom, and we're taking down one of the meta decks. I don't think our opponent played it as well as they could have. But still, it shows you that even with the raw power and pretty straightforward play a bit like route. Okay, so Grimmsnarl is kind of deep in a way, depending on if you're playing it with the Frostlasses and the Monkey Dories and the decisions and stuff. But also, it is pretty linear in a way too, because it's easy to find your way into Grimmsnarl and swing. It's hard to get that part wrong. But, so I say that to say, it does kind of still show that Team Rocket's Weezing can hang against good decks, against the powerful decks. So yeah, the only problem here is that if we don't have the energy, then we can't find our way into the item card. So we might actually get trapped in the active with the Fezandipiti. So because for that reason, we'll go ahead and Area 0 and just research away because the answer is going to be energy. So go ahead and research here. And we got it. I'll go ahead and use the reversal energy just because it's the most useless, even though it doesn't matter because either way we have game. Retreat into Terapagos for the final knockout. Unified beatdown on the Budu for overkill damage. The big turtle made of gems is going to stomp that little guy into the earth, back from whence he came, and he can replant himself. We get to play against Team Rockets, not Team Rockets. We get to play against this cute little Ralts, who is weak to dark. So I love that. I could anticipate myself losing a prize card, or rather my opponent gaining a prize card, and I have a nice opportunity to take a free knockout. If that's the case, then there's no reason. Let's think this through. Reversal energy is going to work automatically if I don't get... Basically, look. If they knock out my Koffing, I can attach reversal and swing, right? So there's no need to attach the energy to this Koffing to retreat him potentially, right? Nor is there any reason to accelerate the reversal energy here early in advance, because it might be the case that this guy doesn't get knocked out and then I have to retreat him anyway, in which case the reversal wouldn't do any extra work. So I might as well just attach the dark energy here, because the only world where reversal works is if somebody gets knocked out in the first place. If somebody gets knocked out, it's likely to be this guy. If it's this guy, then that sucks. And the reversal energy still works on this guy, but I still have to retreat this guy. In that case, maybe it was better, depending on... They're not taking a knockout regardless. But if we're banking on them having a slow start, I'm probably betting on... In general, by the way, it's usually better to accelerate to your attacker if your guy that you're thinking about gonna die, it has a 1 retreat cost. Because if he gets knocked out, then boom, your attacker has energy. And if he doesn't get knocked out, but they boss you into like something else that has 1 retreat cost, then you'd have energy attached to 2 things you didn't want them to be attached to, basically. So it's nice to it's a good habit I mean, habits are not really the move. You want to find the best play, even if it's a break from any kind of heuristic or habit that you're used to. But I digress. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get into Weezing here. Theoretically, I could find myself into like a switch card. That would be kind of cool. But let's Artisan as well. Take advantage of that. Of course, I want this guy. All things considered, I of course want that. We are going to lose a lot of our recovery, which does suck. I'll attach the reversal energy just so that we can swing if we get a switch card. I don't mind that at all. No switch card, but we do have another Nest Ball. I might leave it though for a Fezandipiti. And it looks like, as boring as it is, we're probably just going to pass. There is also the option of us Ultra Balling here, but I'm going to wait and see what they do first, just to make sure that I Ultra Ball for the right thing. Because we already have the ability to make 2 more attackers if we lose a prize card, so that's chill. It's more so what's going to happen with our opponent. If we attach the reversal energy, we can boss his order. Ooh, we got rid of our boss. We could have boss his orders the Gardevoir up, who we could hit for weakness, which would be pretty huge. But we'll just see how it shakes out. Because they're actually able to take the knockout with a Monkey Dory. If they just attach retreat, accelerate to Monkey Dory, they get Adrenabrain somewhere, and then they could take the knockout on this Koffing. That'd be a pretty good play on their part. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. They do have a lot of Pokemon on the bench. Like literally they have 5 of them. So Morty's Conviction is going to say discard 1 card, draw 5, which is going to be pretty good. Looks like they're charging up the Drifloon. Probably a mistake, to be honest. They probably should have swung with the Monkey Dory. But it's all good. I don't mind if our opponent makes mistakes. Makes me happy. Artisan, because I think that here, it would be fine. It'd be cool like if we got a Turtle, a Terapagos for Area 0. I would definitely rock that. But I'm going to Morty's Conviction first to see if we get the... You know what? Let's do it the other way. Let's thin the deck just a bit. I'm not going to Ultra Ball though. And then I will Morty's Conviction, probably the Ultra Ball away. Just to get, yeah, we got Area 0. Pretty cool. That's going to apply to us and not them. And they might only play 2 stadiums. So they might have their other stadium prized or any other possibility. I'm going to go ahead and evolve the Weezing. I don't think there's a drawback to doing that. I could Poffin here as well if I want to. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I don't mind Poffining for both actually. Wicked. And then we're not likely to be down in prize card. I'm just going to go ahead and use the reversal energy to retreat into the Weezing. I'm going to let the game do the math for me. I think I have it. Yeah, 2-8. Dang. I way over have it. That's insane. That actually does so much damage. This attack does 40 damage for each Pokemon in play that has Koffing or Weezing in its name. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Woo! Crazy work. Pause. Explode together now for for 280 damage. Gotta love that. All right, so we take out the Fezandipiti. Excellent. Then we got Terapagos and Nest Ball. Okay, Nest Ball finds us Fez if we get knocked out, and we already have another attacker charged up. The bad news is that the Drifloon is... Yeah, the bad news is that the Drifloon is going to be able to take out our guy, right? And he's a single prizer. And we don't have boss's orders. So right now, it's looking like we're going to take a single prize knockout next turn. Not the worst thing. Not the worst thing. Our ace spec, what is our ace spec? Max Belt. Okay, fair enough. In this matchup, it'd be wicked to have a prime catcher. That'd be sick. That way we could promote literally anything. Arven for prime catcher, get the Guardy up, and then take the knockout on the Guardy and set their game plan way behind. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, having a dark deck that's a single prize deck basically, mainly, pretty cool. Pretty powerful, not gonna lie. And I guess they didn't want to, I guess they just want to take a turn off. Or they want to get another, I'm not sure what they're doing actually, at all. Yeah, not sure what that is. Maybe they want to, I guess they just saw that they didn't have enough damage. But they did. It's more than enough damage. I think they're just looking at the fact that, like, they're probably trying to take the knockout against the Terapagos with the Drifloon, and they didn't want to just lose the Drifloon for free. That makes sense. Fair enough, right? So I might let the energy float to keep it hot, because let's Arven, because I don't even know what I have. Switch is cool. Counter Catch is cool. Not a factor, though. Neither is the Bravery Charm. Probably not going to be a factor. Is there a chance I want to get Iono'd in the Switch if I get Iono'd? Yeah. So maybe I shouldn't pull the Switch out. Definitely don't need Counter Catcher. I think because we're fine, we'll go ahead and do that. We'll thin our deck of some of the more useless cards. No reason, I think, not to protect our Terapagos a little bit. Make it a little bit harder for our Drifloon, for our enemy's Drifloon, to get to those numbers that he wants. I'll be fine. I think I'm going to go ahead and accelerate the energy to the attacker. I don't think I'll regret that. And from here, we can honestly just take the knock. 560 damage into the Ralts. That's crazy work. You don't usually see numbers that high. So we take another... Oh, we got another Team Rocket's energy. That's good. Mainly, the reason why I'm even talking about that is because this deck is a little low on energy to keep it a buck. And I don't want to get completely trapped so that our enemy has turns to set up and they can start sniping with their Screamtail and stuff like that. Our most important guys, that would be a bit of an issue. Like if we didn't have energy on the Terapagos and they countercatchered it up and they started Screamtailing the Weezing to death, then the other Team Rocket's Koffings, that'd be a bit frustrating, right? So we're just going to see what our opponent does with the secret box. Probably something involving boss's orders. And hopefully they're able to get rid of some energy. Just because I don't want it to be one of those games where they can't even play at all, right? I, of course, want to defeat them. I want to crush them beneath my feet. But, yeah, I don't want it to be like they can't even play at all. They got a research. Interesting. Nest Ball. What are they Nest Balling for, I wonder? And they didn't get a way to get energy. I'm surprised. Like, they should have got probably an earthen vessel if they were going to research the hand away, just so they could have more psychic energy in the discard pile. So they are going the Screamtail play. It makes a lot of sense, right? And they are attaching the Bravery Charm. This might be the Henry. I didn't see any TM Evos. This might be the I guess I'll discard these two cats. Fair enough. So they get the Artisan. That's their last Artisan, most likely, because I think they're probably playing the Brent Tonneson list with all the Bravery Charms and the Research and the Ralts and not seeing a TM Evo. So that makes a lot of sense. But you have to remind me, yeah, for sure, right? They're definitely playing it. You have to remind me, though, if that list has... there was something I saw where I was like, I don't know. Oh, yeah, Secret Box. I don't remember if that list plays Secret Box. It probably does. I think it does. It makes sense for it to. But I don't remember for sure. Like, off the top of my head, I don't remember what A-Spec that one played. I mean, it wasn't Prime Catcher. It wasn't... like a Max Belt or anything. I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure it was Secret Box. What are they gonna do with the Cleffa? Are they stalling? Yeah, this is kind of unfortunate because. Yeah, I'm not really sure what my opponent's doing. At all. Did they switch or did they retreat? I'm gonna look at the log and see. Yeah, they retreated. Yeah, I don't know about that. They're just taking too many turns off not to do anything. And yeah, I do get that, like, if we were to, if they were to attack with something and then I were to attack back, they would lose a lot of value. But they're not getting any value by not attacking themselves, right? So, explode together now. Crazy work. But, Lily's Clefairy, yeah, I don't really know what they're doing at this point. But that's cute. Let's just take a second to appreciate this cute art. Look at that. Love that card. Beautiful. Psychic Embrace onto who? Onto the Screamtail. Yeah, but you can't retreat. So if you don't have Switch, you're not going to be able to do the 80 damage or the... Is it going to be 120 damage? Are we going to see the 120 damage snipe? It would not be enough to take out the Weezing. Could take out another Koffing though. Alright, so if they have a switch card, they can take a 120 damage bench snipe. Not on the Terapagos, but they could take it on the Koffing. Theoretically, they could take it on the Weezing. Ah, you know what? They could Adrenaline Brain. So they could take out our Weezing. That wouldn't be so bad. But then again, they don't have the switch card probably. So that's a shame. They're taking the damage off of the Drifloon. Looks like our opponent is struggling. Not sure what they're looking for. I don't know that they do have something that they're looking for that they could bail them out in any kind of material way. But I'm not mad at that. You have to discard. So this doesn't even count as anything if it's on. So it's not going to help the Terapagos accelerate. Iono, probably not going to be the most useful for me. I'll go ahead and get rid of 2 of these just to search the deck, see what we got. I don't mind having another attacker, although I don't really think it's going to be significant. Could be. I don't think so, though. We'll go ahead and, because we have a switch card, we'll go ahead and do this. And then, theoretically, we could Iono. Countercatcher, not going to come into play. Nest Ball, probably not going to come into play by itself. The second Terapagos could be important. Iono is better for our opponent, not us. I'm losing 1 Koffing, not really worried about that. This is fine. I'm cool with this. Yeah, we got a lot of options now. And I'll just go ahead and take the prize card against Cleffa. Explode together now for 200 damage. Crazy that we're doing 200 damage with not that much of a setup board. We only have 5, I guess you count the active, right? So we only have 5 Weezing / Koffing Pokemon in general. And we're still able to take the 200 damage swing. Pretty cool. I'm trying to look at this art, figure out what's going on. So a lot of smog, it looks like, is leaking out of the Weezing naturally. But then there's like this valve here, this pipe that looks like some smog would leak out of that, to be honest with you. Like some sewer smog. So the Scream Tail is going to reach... What? This is crazy. I guess they're just trying to... They have limited energy and they're trying to Monkey Dory as much as they can. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly, if I'm our opponent, I probably would have conceded by now. They're gonna go put damage on the yeah, not really sure. Not really sure what they're doing at all. It's one of those games where like they should concede by now, but they are keeping it going, and the plays they make in the meantime don't really look like they're amounting to anything. But they're like, I'm still not going to give up. Fair enough. So I'm going to promote I'll promote this one. Even though I don't think there's much of a significant difference. We do get the Glass Trumpet. I don't mind doing that. I'm not super keen on researching all of my energy away. I don't think there's a point to it. Really, we only have to take 2 more 1 prize knockouts. Might as well accelerate this one, I think. I don't even want to Arven. I'll just Artisan. There's probably something Artisan for. Nope. And then I'll go ahead and burn the Poffin then in that case. Unless I think I'm going to Arven, like Super Rod something back. You know what? Let's do that. Because the deck is so thin. We might as well. Oh, we don't have Super Rod. We might as we have Night Stretcher. Let's go ahead and Stretcher. That way we can just get something on the bench. Like a attacking Koffing. If we have means to get another one, which I'm not sure. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nah, we don't. So we'll just get this one. Go ahead and put him online. And we're good to go. We're ready to charge up next turn our Terapagos if we have to for a single prize knockout. Now, if they promote the Guardy, then that gives them the best chances, I suppose. But I have so much energy accelerated that I could just double attach to the Terapagos, switch away from him, attack into him with one of my Team Rocket's Weezings, and that would be a wrap. So, the Scream Tail, we're going to see coming out. Probably just going to snipe one of the Weezings, and then that's it. So, we got it. I will say, I do feel for them in the sense that playing Gardevoir into Dark decks does not feel the best, for sure. They haven't gotten their Guardy sniped yet, but it does take it away as an option. And yeah, it's painful. It's painful to play Guardian to Dark decks. It's a decent dark deck that can attack with a dark attack fairly often. Like any kind of dark deck that doesn't brick itself to death, that can somewhat reasonably get a roughly significant attack off fairly often, then it's really tough to play Guardian to that, because you just absolutely smoke all of these guys consistently, and you can even take out the Guardi without it being able to survive a hit. So they're going for a big Screamtail swing. Hopefully they don't drop the 240 on the Terapagos. One, because he has a Bravery Charm, but two, more importantly, because he's got a built-in bench barrier because he's a Terra type. So we'll see where they're going to move. Where are their damage counters? Do they even have damage counters? Is this one of those where they're going to take it off of the Screamtail? Like if they take 10 off the Screamtail, they took 30 off. If they took 10 off the Screamtail, then they could put 20 back on. So that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, I'm not sure. Because let's see if that's right. So if they had 120, right, they can't add any more, right? But if they took 10 off, they could add one more, and it could be 13 out of 140, right? So then they could swing for 260 theoretically. So that's a cool way to get your Screamtail to swing for more damage, is if you take off 10 damage with Adrena Brain and then accelerate one more Psychic Energy. So instead of sniping something for 240 or hitting something for 240, it could snipe something for 260. But in this case, sniping something for 220. What are we going to snipe? Fight until the bitter end. They're getting their points, you know? Oh, they're going to... you gotta respect that. Maybe they can counter catcher something up to potentially... See, if they had this play earlier, they might have had something good going. Because if they counter catcher up like the Koffing or something like that, and it makes it difficult for me to get into the requisite energy. Oh, they got it. They're getting it. So the game is still alive. Terapagos, I kind of get it. I get why they would bring that one up, but also not. Because, oh, actually that's kind of smart probably, because the dark energy proper would be the thing I have to find, as opposed to finding the potentially getting bailed out by the Team Rocket's energy, right? Although it'd also be, yeah, really either one of these. If they brought up the Koffing or if they brought up the Terapagos, in both those cases it would have been good, right? So we win if we get energy. We're down to a very low hand. We got Iono to 1. We do have some good stuff left in our deck, so we'll see what we draw. Fezandipiti is able to find us 3 cards. Very likely that we hit something good here. We did hit an energy, which is more than enough. Attach to Terapagos. Attack with Unified Beatdown for 150 damage. Take the last prize card. We do like that our opponent found the cool play at the end, but unfortunately for them, we had taken too much of a lead, and it would have taken way too many turns of us being bricked for them to pull it back. But that was a good game. We're going first. Pretty decent, to be honest with you. I don't mind attaching energy to the active. Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Pretty good start so far. We do have an Arven. The only issue is there's still no guarantee that we're going to get into both the energy and the attachment. So we'd like ideally to draw more cards here, but not the worst. We start first because we want to evolve into the Weezing naturally, and we also need to attach usually 1 energy. Usually 2 energy, but if we get the Team Rocket's energy, then we can skip that naturally. They're playing some sort of a Charizard Dragapult deck with Cleffa. Looks like they're going to rescue board into the Cleffa to draw some cards. Going second. Interesting. They got the Jacques that could get both of the Charmander and the Charmeleon and the Dracloak here, which is pretty powerful. And they're going to get the Cleffa into a bunch of cards. Love that. That means I really want to Iono them because I know they have good cards, but probably not going to get there this turn. Area 0. Arven, just because it's what I have. Oof, that's rough. None of our Arven options really accomplish anything. Not to mention, we could probably get knocked out next turn. But maybe we Ultra Ball, get rid of a tool card that's unlikely to be useful. I probably don't need the Weezing here, so I'll go ahead and Ultra Ball, bada bing, bada boom. I'd like to have a Mew, I think. That'd be pretty nice. Yeah, the only problem is I would almost have him be knocked out, so then I could just grab some Koffings if I don't get into, like, draw into what I need to draw into. So I'll go ahead and just, since there's no difference, I'm going to, like, search for this guy, but I'm going to hold him in my hand. And then I'm also not going to flip the script if there's no script to flip. But I don't really think he can. Yeah, I really just, the main reason why I'm not going to bench the Fezandipiti here is because I would like him to take a knock. I don't want him to not take a knockout. I want to bait him into taking a knockout so that I can draw some cards. That's the main thing. So we'll see. They'll evolve into Dracloak. And I got the Monkey Dory online. I don't know if that makes a difference. Probably not. I mean, it could put 30 on the Terapagos at some point, which puts in a range of Dragapult. It does make it a little bit easier to get the Charmeleon going. But, yeah, what do we got? Cleffa in the active? That's pretty cute. Dracloak, 2 energy, so he can do the full Dragapult thing. Does he have it? No, he has Dragon Headbutt. Okay, nice. So bad news is we lost our Koffing with the energy. The good news is he's about to lose his Dragapult, very likely to lose his Dragapult. We thinned our deck, and we have the Fezandipiti draw 3, so that's pretty wicked. Now we promote the Team Rocket's Koffing. Our trap card has been activated, and then we hit the Weezing. Probably am going to Nest Ball just so that we can thin the deck a little bit. I'm not super pressed about getting the Koffing right now. And then we'll go ahead and Fez. Come on, 3 cards. One of them has to be a Team Rocket's energy. What are the chances? But we got it. Boom. Glass Trumpet, I don't mind at all. I'll go ahead and accelerate that to the Terapagos just to make it much easier to get that off. We did get a research too. We kind of got the ideal play there. Probably better to have the Weezing here than not. And then we do have Night Stretcher. We're going to hold on to it one time, though, and explode together now on the Dracloak to knock it out. Awesome. That means it's way harder for him to get into a Dragapult. I don't know if he was just being greedy, if he thought that he was going to get away with that play. But I'm thankful that he did. We did have a low card hand, but that's why we held on to the Fezandipiti. We were hiding it. And if we benched it, he probably would not have made that mistake. So good for us. Now, he's getting another one accelerated. It'd be nice if we had a turn off from him getting some Dragapult momentum. That would be like pretty incredible. But the fact that we don't, that's fine. I'm going to get rid of the Terapagos, and probably it's going to be this Koffing to keep it a buck. Let's see how much damage I'm sacrificing. 4. Yeah, that's fine. We can get rid of the Koffing. Not ideal, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Ideally, we would do want to get into Area 0. I'm not sure how many stadiums they're likely to play. But if they don't take the knockout, we can still continue taking some knockouts against some single prize Pokemon. If they do take the knockout, then that's rough. I just can't justify getting rid of the Terapagos unless... Because that's our Area 0 facilitator, right? Let's... we're going to lose the reversal energy. Probably. I don't think I care about Arvening here. Although we could Arven to Super Rod some of these guys back. I just don't think we're going to need that. Not right now, at least. So I'm happy to research away this stuff. Nest Ball has a lot less value because usually what we're looking for is the, what do you call it? All right, so now we have another Weezing. Sacred Ash if we really do want our Pokemon back. At the moment, though, not the most pressing to get the Pokemon back. So I think I will just... And if we lose the max belt, not the worst thing. I'd rather have it for the surprise factor, too. We'll go ahead and... I will say this. If they promote like a Charizard and we have to swing into it 2 times and like I could boss, I might max belt for the first hit just so I don't get Iono'd and lose my opportunity to hit with the max belt. But I'm not going to attach it for no reason, yeah? So we are looking like we're going to see a Charizard, and it makes a lot of sense, you know? Why wouldn't they swing with the Charizard? It's going to have 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, 24. It's going to hit for 240 damage because we've taken 2 prize cards. Accelerate energy to itself and to the bench Dracloak. So the time taken off and getting the Dragapult online, not the most. They were able to be pretty quick about it. And then they're going to Ultra Ball away some pretty useless stuff, to be honest. At this point, I don't think they're going to need those cards, so good for them. And they're going to get the Charizard, which implies that they have... Oh, I was going to say, this is a Charmeleon, so it doesn't imply anything. I was going to say if it was a Charmander, it implied they had Rare Candy in hand. But nope, they're probably going to choose the 3 energy acceleration option and go ahead and drop one on the Dracloak in the back. That would be the play. Nice. Good for our opponent. And then if they did have some sort of counter-catching action, then they could consider counter-catching our Terapagos. That wouldn't be the worst thing. That would not be the worst thing for our opponent. Now let's talk numbers, baby. Let's see. If we Sacred Ash, right now, we're looking at like only doing 120, 12, like 170 damage to the active. Not the most. But we'll see. Maybe that's the move. I think that is kind of what I want to do. Although I'd probably rather Iono them. That's what I'll do. I will Sacred Ash because I do need those guys. Especially these guys. I don't want the others so much. And then I will Max Belt for damage. I will Artisan to thin a bit. Of course, grabbing one of these guys. Oh, but the game glitches and doesn't want us to grab it. So we're not going to be able to. Cool. I guess we're going to grab one of those guys. Gotta love that. We can still flip the script, but first we're going to... You know what? Let's accelerate to the Terapagos. Just so we have him as an option. We'll Iono now. 4 cards, 5 cards, not the biggest difference. But I think I did want to hold on to... Oh my god. What is this? What is this glitch card? Oh, shit. You love to see the magenta unplayable card. What is that? What is this? And then we're going to rock that flip the script. Hopefully into area 0. Unless that's area 0. And then, yeah, I guess we're going to swing for 210 damage onto the Charizard. Nice. So potentially we could take him out next turn. It'd be very likely that we can. Now, if I'm him, I'm probably going to sacrifice a mere 1 energy to retreat him. First, I'd Recon Directive to try to get into a Dragapult and start swinging for that. If I do, oh my god, his odds are really good to get into Dragapult. He can snipe off this 60 HP Koffing, and that'd be great for him. Jamming Tower, I don't know about that. Boss's Orders into the Terapagos, that's logical. Now I guess he figures that I'm not going to be able to do 120. I don't like that play. Like, I get it, kind of. But he probably should have retreated. He probably should have done his Recon Directives first to see what he got. Then he has the opportunity to attack with Dragapult. Doesn't have to lose the Charizard. And yeah, we can run it that way. But teach their own. I'll go ahead and... So now we're way, way behind in cards. Because of that, we could probably just... In prize cards, that is. Put the Naked Weezing into the active. Reversal. Why can I not attach reversal energy from hand? What kind of sense does that make? I can't bench the Koffing? Or that glitched? What is this? We can flip the script? Oh my god, we can't even... Guys, what? Can you imagine? What is this? Alright. What a bug. We got the backwards magenta card that cursed us. No flip the script. No attaching energy from hand. No benching Pokemon. I guess we just have to concede. Good game to our opponent. That's an interesting way to end out the video, but it is what it is.